This is going to be a wild one. This is going to be a wild one. Jesse Lee Peterson, we are checking you out again because you are thoroughly entertaining, sir. You are extremely entertaining. And I don't know if you're new to my channel, I'm Van. We are the LFR family. Now you're a part of the LFR family. And there's been times where I've disagreed with Jesse Lee Peterson, but overall I agree with his points, not necessarily how he communicates his points sometimes, because he's a little bit more aggressive than I am. And people who know me, who know how aggressive I can be, they probably disagree with that. But I think he's an overall cool dude, especially if he attacked his points with a little bit of pizzazz sometimes, a little bit of, with baby gloves. But nah, he don't use baby gloves. He's right there on you. Ha! He's right there on you. But for everyone who purchased the hat, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Or purchased the shirt, thank you so much. Anyone else who want to purchase one, man, go to the link below, hatsforsale.com. But make sure you put in LFR10 so you get 10% off and free shipping all over America.
Black power. Black power. I'm Skyping with Cynthia G. Cynthia,
yes.
I get the impression that you are an angry, nasty woman.
Bro, how do you start a conversation off like that? It's what? See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about. My God, you don't start no conversation off like that, bro. Oh my God, I get the impression that you're an angry, nasty black woman.
Why am I getting
Jesse,
that?
You get a lot of false impressions. But I would like to take a minute to respond to what you said before we went to break.
Hold on. Hold on.
You said that black anger is why.
Shut it down. Cynthia, she's an angry, nasty woman, and it's these type of black women who are raising black boys and girls that are becoming just like them, and they blame this on white people. And until we can change that situation.
Yo, she was still talking, man. She did not know that she was being put on hold. He said, put her on hold. Shut her down. Shut her down. And she just over there just making her point.
Things are not going to get better. And all angry people feel like victims, and they blame someone else for that. And if we don't deal, Cynthia, with what's happening in the home with these mothers destroying the souls of their children, and then the race hustlers using them for their own personal gain, how would black people ever get better?
Well, first, I would like for you to ask, why are white people committing so many crimes? And they have two-parent homes, they have wealth, they have opportunities, job opportunities, they have economics, they still commit the most crimes. So this is why I don't buy into your fatherless home narrative, because you have a community of white people who have fathers in their homes, and they're still being domestic terrorists. They're still being racial terrorists. They're still committing the most rapes and violent crimes. So I would like to know, why are they doing that when they have fathers in the home?
This sounds like a joke. Are you playing a trick on me right now? Are you being real? Or
I'm giving you facts, Jesse, and you don't have to like them, but they're still facts.
Why did
guys, please answer in the comments for me if what she just now said is a fact or not. I would like to know. Also, I want to add, and this is not to Jesse's point, this is actually to her point. Not about white people though, because I don't know anything about white people. I can only speak about what I can speak about, and that's the people that I know. Just counting some things. 1, 2, 3. 3 young men who grew up with me, who were heavily in crime when we were really young, and I sang at 2 of their funerals when we were really young. They all had their fathers in their home when they decided to be in the crimes that they were in. So although I do think that a father helps I do know for a fact that a father does not prevent crimes from happening. They help though. And I know that they help also. Again, I'm on some Jordan B. Peterson make up your own bed type of thing when I'm speaking to you right now. I'm only talking about making up my own bed, looking in my own mirror. And when I speak about a man does help, is because when I decided to give that energy and make to my own family and make sure that my children grew up in a household with a father, an active father, an engaged father, I made sure that I nipped that in the bud. Crimes out the window, bad talking authorities or adults out the window. Showing respect to people, absolutely. It's like opening doors for ladies, carrying bags. It's like doing gentlemanly things. So it's a little bit more than just a man being there. Just because you failed, your pullout game failed, and you decided to stay, that does not guarantee that the children will be okay and they will be raised better. So, but I do want to know if what she said as far as the crime rates and the amount of crime that's committed in the white households is true, because I'd like to stay out of other people's backyards, but you know, in order to prove your own points, sometimes people go into your business.
Phil from the advice show refer you to us. Did he think that you were going to make sense or something? What was the reason?
You would have to ask Phil about his decisions and referrals, Jesse. But I do notice that you are deflecting, which is interesting. I would have expected the trolling to come from your callers, not from you, because when you resort to petty name callings and making statements that bear no importance on the topic, that just means you're trolling.
So when you call me white,
I'm starting to believe, Jesse, that you're the one who have nothing to say because you've reduced yourself to a troll.
When you call me white supremacist, was that petty name calling? Was that petty name calling?
No, it wasn't. It was giving you an analysis on your rhetoric, my analysis on your rhetoric.
Amazing.
And it's in alignment with white supremacy. But you still haven't answered my question that I would like for you to question, because we're talking about the impact of fathers being out of the home. And we know that white people have the community with the highest rate of fathers in the home. So why are they committing so many crimes? And why do they have a drug epidemic right now that can't even be stopped at this point? Why are they the biggest mass shooters? Why are they the biggest pedophiles?
Because of time, hold on, I got it.
So much bestiality?
I have it. Come down.
Well, to Jesse's point, young lady, to Cynthia, and she's trying to present herself, to represent herself well as an upstanding black woman, but you didn't answer his question either. He actually asked his question first, and you decided to answer his question by asking him a question. Now you're upset that he's not answering your question. If you don't show respect, you're not going to get respect. That's how that works. So you got to answer his question. Also, a lot of things that we do is we concern ourselves so much with other people's business that we're not concerned with our own. And we really believe that our communities are doing so much better, but young black kids are being murdered at an alarming rate. And if you're going to sit there and not acknowledge that as if it does not exist, if you're going to not face the facts that drugs are negatively affecting our communities worse than what they're doing to white communities, then you are lying to yourself. They affect our community so much that we make songs about it. And we look up to, they affect our community so much that we look up to the people who are making songs about it. We party with them, we shake our tails to their songs, and then we want to blame other people. That's not congruent to any type of progress within your own community. So you can't point fingers at anyone else until you're willing to face that. And if I misspoke, someone please feel free to correct me in the comments.
So
I'm just looking to get my question
in
answered.
any culture, you're going to have good and evil because the battle is a spiritual battle. It's a warfare between good and evil. So in all cultures, you're going to find that. But
that's not
because
in all cultures,
because
Jesse. That's
black,
almost exclusive. Some of these things are almost exclusive
Cynthia,
to the
hold
white
on.
community.
That's not true.
I
Hold
agree
on.
that there's good and bad in everything.
That's
but
not true.
What I'm talking about
Hey.
isn't really prevalent in other cultures.
Man, you're going to find good and evil in all cultures, but in the black community, it's out of control because you have 73%.
It's out of control in the white community, Jesse.
You have 73% of black children born out of wedlock, and there is no sense of trying to correct that. So you see it more in the black community. When I call you
when he said that, she didn't even budge. Like her facial expression was like, okay, and people are born out of wedlock, whatever. Anything else you got? Like, she didn't even care about it. You got to acknowledge everything if you want anything to be settled and improved. You got to.
Black community. When I call you a nasty woman, was that assessment with anger? Was that assessment?
No, it was
Was
a
that
petty
an
trolling
assessment?
tactic to bait me to get into an emotional state so you can try to prove
too late
a
for
point.
that.
That's what that was.
It absolutely worked. It absolutely worked because you're on defense and you are saying a whole bunch of stuff about things that have nothing to do with you. Have absolutely nothing to do with you. We're pointing fingers. Well, look at them. They're doing this and they're doing that. And look at them. They're doing this and they're doing that. And look at them. They're doing this and they're doing that. Same thing.
Let me go to some calls real fast. We run out of time here. We're going to have you back because the problem we had with the Skype. Let me go to Tony out of Chelsea, Michigan. Tony, good morning, sir. You're on with Cynthia G.
Hey, how are you doing, Jesse?
All is well. Thanks for calling.
Like a few callers ago, when you had the last person on, and a few callers ago, and the young man said, "Well, somebody's eyes are going to be opened up. Somebody's eyes are going to be opened up from listening to her right here." The funniest part about her was when you put her on hold, how she was still going on. I mean, it was almost comical. And they won't understand when you talk about white supremacy. I'm from an area, Detroit. Detroit's been run by black people totally for over 40 years, and look where it's at. Just take one quick look. Buffalo, look at Cincinnati. These are politicians, black politicians, that are running these cities, and they run them into the ground. And I'm not saying anything. You don't have to. It has nothing to do with black or white, whatever. But that's what I see, and that's what's showing here.
And Cynthia, how do you respond to that? Who fought into that? Atlanta, Detroit, Gary, Indiana, Chicago,
DC.
Anywhere that blacks are in control is all hell to pay.
Well, black people aren't controlling any particular state, so that's where we disagree, because black people don't control those. But when you do have areas where
Yeah, they do. They really do. Most of them have black mayors or black governors. Come on, baby girl, you come on. And you're extremely intelligent. I already know you are, just by looking at how you present yourself. Really, you are intelligent, but at the end of the day, by you not acknowledging certain things, you come off as unintelligent. You come off as disingenuous. You come off as just trying to make your point, but not accept anything else. And of course, you have a base to protect. So I get it. So if you're beholding to your base, then you're beholding to your base. But at the end of the day, you should try to do something, or just try to gain some understanding, and acknowledge this person on the phone that's calling in made a very valid point. Acknowledge that person that just now called in. Their opinions and their information is just as important as yours. What you decide to do is just say, well, first of all, there aren't any black people in control. White people are in control of everything. They're even in control of me. I mean,
disagree because Black people don't control those. But when you do have areas where there aren't any economic opportunities, where they've stripped the jobs from them and closed down schools, that's going to be a breeding ground for crime. But what we do know is that white people have these opportunities. They have the education, they have the wealth, they have the job opportunities, but they still commit more crime. So why is it that there's so much crime in the white community under white people's control despite their benefits and resources?
You're saying things that are not true. What's wrong
Right,
with
because I've
They
never
actually
seen.
are
I
true,
don't see
Jesse.
that.
They're true, and according to the FBI data. So, are you saying that the FBI data that says that white people commit the most crimes, are you saying that the FBI data is incorrect?
Yeah. Cynthia, let me
Okay, so
ask.
and so where are you getting your information from, and how do you validate your information and your talking points? Because mine come from the FBI data, yours
Lord.
come from your opinion, and that's the difference between me and you.
Hey,
I work
Jesse,
with
have a good
facts.
day, man.
Thank you. You too,
work with,
Tony. Thanks for your call.
opinions.
Back in a moment, folks. Let me just put out there for the record, there are more white folks in this country, and so you're going to have more white people doing some things. But for the number of blacks,
Not
hold on,
necessarily
Cynthia, hold
when
on.
they're claiming
Turn
to
the
be
mic.
the
Turn the
paradigms.
mic. But for the number of black folks in this country, disproportionately, they are committing more violent crimes and other issues in our country. So we need to deal with that. I'm talking to Cynthia. I'm going to have her back because we were supposed to have her on the top of the hour, but there were a problem with the Skype thing. So
Crime data says
we're going to have her back. What a dirty woman. So let's go to Realist out of Lakeland, Florida. Realist, you're on with Cynthia. Go ahead.
Before really say anything, I just want to say this. I believe that the whole reason for these conversations are to address serious situations and try and come to solutions for those situations. That can't happen unless we acknowledge what's going on. What's happening in white communities and what they do for them or do to them, or what they do in white communities. How would discussing, taking your time to have this conversation with Jesse, if you're spending all your time talking about white communities, how are you helping black communities? Are you saying that white people commit all the crimes in the world, a great majority of the crimes, so why are y'all even worrying about us? We are fine. Because if you're saying, if what you were saying, if you would say we are fine how we are, and that was actually the truth, then I would have no problem with you doing, hey, say, look, worry about your own, worry about them white people. Like, they the ones that's committing crime. We ain't doing anything. We straight. Like, the murders have gone down. Car thefts have gone down. Burglaries have gone down. The communities are looking better and thriving more because we decided to do some rebuilding from the inside out, since the outside wasn't trying to help us out. That's the type of rhetoric that you need when you are filled with nothing but this is what they're doing. It's all them. They are the problem. They are the problem. We taking care of our communities. Our communities are fine. Look at the numbers. Our communities are fine. Our communities, but instead we decide to say there's no job opportunities, there's no this, there's no that. When I first had my own family, my favorite place to go was shopping centers and the mall, but not to shop. Go door to 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 door, store to store to store, filling out applications, looking for jobs. And when they wouldn't call me, guess what? I didn't care because I was going from building to building to building everywhere, filling out job applications. Y'all can't tell me that there's no jobs out there. And then when no jobs would call me, I would do what you call commission-based jobs. Like, that's what I would do. I would work commission-based jobs until one of those other jobs that was guaranteed 40 hours type of jobs called me. But until then, I was I was doing whatever I had to do legally to be able to provide for my family. And before I became a daggone adult, when I was a teenager in those crime-ridden communities, I still decided to make sure that my hustle remained legal. Selling candy, pumping gas, washing windows, taking out trash, singing gigs. I would walk inside. I was like 11 years old, 10, 11 years old, walking inside of freaking barbershops saying, I know y'all got a Christmas party coming up. Can me and my singing group sing for your Christmas party? They be like, sure, little man, you got it. I'm like, can you pay us? They be like, sure. Wow, you really about your business. Not yet, but I hope to be, sir. That was me. But I was also the knucklehead who really liked to punch people in the face or take things from people. Ooh, he got a bike. I want that bike. Because I was taught certain things in my community. I was taught certain things in my environment. And I wasn't taught those things because there was a lack. I was taught those things because that aggression is what we was all about. That was our culture. And it still is. And until we address it properly, it's going to remain that. Nothing's going to get better. So when we talk about Chicago and all these other places, yeah, we need to consider why they're doing this. Why are they doing it? They're doing it because it's fun to do. It's hot to do. That's where the fast money is. That's where all the excitement is. The girls like that. So come on, you need to be real about it. And if you're not going to be real about it, young lady, then don't expect for anybody else to be.
Yeah, just for time, I'm going to sum it up like this. It's called demagoguery. And for the low informational voters who are ignorant of stats and that kind of stuff, if they don't know and they listen to these people that quote unquote supposed to be so intelligent and using intelligent words, it's got to be the most comical thing. And my heart goes out to the people who is actually listening to this garbage. It's almost comical. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Realist. I appreciate it. Cynthia, I'll give you the last word on this. We're running out of time. We're going to have you back so we can start off at the top of the hour, have more time with you. Everybody and their mama want to talk to you, so I want to give them a chance by having you back. Will you come back?
Oh, absolutely.
How do you see black men?
I see black men as a product of white supremacy. I see them as a product of white supremacy. They're in an inordinate circumstance, and they're having to deal with white supremacy, which has a very detrimental effect psychologically on anyone. So that's what I think. And I think you're also a perfect example of that as well, Jesse.
Why do black people see white people as smarter and stronger, especially black men? Why do they see them as being better than they are? Why do black people see white, such as yourself, why do you people see white people as being smarter and better than you are? Because I don't see it that way. Why do you see it that way?
Because their hair looks better on us than it looks on them. That's probably something she should say, man. Don't you dare tell me that I'm a product of white supremacy. You are out your daggone mind, young lady. You are. And any man who feels that way, black, white, or other, any man that feels like he's a product of white supremacy, that's a weak man. That is a weak man who don't deserve a wife and don't deserve children. Not until he straightens that up. I am not a product of no damn white supremacy. Don't put that on me. Put that on your brothers, your uncles, your cousins. Put that on your own father. I am not that.
Well, Jesse, you can include me in that because I don't believe that white people are smarter and better
than anyone. But you do.
Anyone.
You said it 1,000 times today.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
I said that they have a attitude of white supremacy. I never said that was valid. So you can't put words in my mouth. I don't believe that they're smarter than anyone.
But you do. You have to say it so many times. Everything has something to do with white supremacists, according to you.
It does. It all goes back to white supremacy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I personally think they're supreme or intelligent. I don't. And if you've looked at my content, you would actually see that I don't believe that they're smart at all. I think they're diabolical.
Thanks for coming on. We'll have.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Most white Americans are white supremacists, and there are some non-white Americans who are also white supremacists.
Where did she get this information? Young lady, Cynthia G. I need to check out your daggone or your YouTube, because you said most white people are white supremacists. I need to see what you're talking about, because young lady, you're off. You're off. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe you don't have any white friends, white supporters. Maybe you were been bullied by white people before. I don't know. Please just let me know. Let me in so I can understand you. I don't get it.
Actually, Jesse, I would say that you're a white supremacist based on your rhetoric.
So why call it white supremacy? Why don't you just call it supremacy?
All right. That's Cynthia G, ladies and gentlemen. And I found her YouTube channel, and looked like she has a pretty nice, large following. I don't know, man. I just don't like people who make excuses all the damn time. Like, because we can't get anything done by making excuses all the time. And I control my own narrative. I control my own narrative. You know what I mean? I don't know. She just kind of, I don't know. She's something else, man. At any event, y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual, man. Love y'all. Bye.